Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. I'm sure you can see the disaster that is my workspace here, but that is because we are in the middle of a project. And today we're going to be doing part 2 of the Anavrin Ginzan Onsen? Ginzan Onsen? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it sounds cool. And last time around we did all of the mechanical aspects of this hopefully gorgeous book nook. Today we're going to be trying to complete all of the electrical and any of the decorative stuff that is required to finish the electrical and give it a test run. So why don't we just get right into it. First up, we're going to kick things off by building the forward wall here. It's important to note that a lot of these components here were not numbered on the sheet. So I'm going to be able to give you the numbers that are listed in the instructions. There were no numbers for the most part in the instructions. So be very careful and clear about which pieces you are taking to try and ensure that they match up. And first up, we've got 101, 105, and 106. And we're basically going to be taking 105 and 106. We're going to glue them to 101 just like this. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right, should look a little something like that when you're ready. We're going to take part 53 here, which honestly there's no real identifying marks other than the two holes at the top. I'm basically going to push that in like so. Beautiful. And part 54, again, no real identifying marks though. If you look real close, there's what looks like a stairway kind of etched in and maybe a little door or something there. And that will go here. Just like that. Nice. Nice. This is 55, which has like a little circle kind of etched in around us here. Make sure all of these holes, by the way, are at the top facing up. And that one will go in here. And we will follow that up with 56. Pretty distinctive shape. And that will go in here. Followed up with 57. Right here. And finished off with 66. 66 is one of the few pieces that was actually clearly labeled. And it also has this very distinctive hole design here. And that will go in right here. Now that we've got all of that, we're going to pull this puppy out. And basically that's going to go in here. And you can tell if you got the right pieces because the holes are going to line up. And it certainly looks like they are. So, I'm going to start over here and just work our way through and get all the tabs in to hold everything in place. All right, look at that. It looks absolutely spectacular. Moving on. All right, next up we're going to start doing some of the interior walls. And we've got right here, this is 72. Both of them are listed as 72. And right here, both of these are listed as 73. And you can see there's a left and a right wall. These are all 79, but if you notice, they're only painted on one side. And the painted side is different. So make sure that you have the correct orientation. You want the red to face outwards. So the 3 on this side, red's that way, 3 on this side, red's that way. And you're basically just going to throw them in just like this. Nice and easy. Just like that. Again for this side, just like that. So now we're going to bring this bad boy back in. We're going to take the 72s, that's the ones without the attachments here. We're basically going to throw them in just like so. Look at that. We're going to do the same thing with these. Which one are these again? 73s. And they're going to go here and then the other one over here. Look at that. That looks awesome. All right, next up, we're going to be taking part 94. Now, this is another one of those mistakes in the instructions. If you take a look in the instructions, this looks like it's got that brick display on it, whereas they are just solid red. But you know these are right because first and foremost, these are part 94 listed on the wooden sprues, and this has the copyright, which it clearly shows. Let's see if it's on the camera. Yeah, right there. There's the copyright. So, and it fits. So, put the one with the copyright right here and the other one on the other side to finish this little bit off. All right, look at that. And that one too. That looks beautiful. All right, what's up next? All right, next up, we're gonna need part 52, part 108, 2 part 151s, and 160. Now 160 is kind of cool. You can see how it's been etched here. That's so it can bend it slightly to match the curved holes here. So that's what we're gonna do. Now this has to be glued in, and the 151s are actually painted on both sides, so that's great too. We're gonna apply a little bit of glue, and we will get this puppy in there. And look at this. Look how beautiful that is. All right. That's a great bridge, actually. I really like that. All right, let's get these on. We're gonna bring this puppy out here, and we're gonna start with 108 here. And it's going to cover this back half just like this. You can see all of the outer holes. There are tabs that will fit into those to hold everything in place. Look at that. I'm going to continue this with 52. It's going to go right here. Same basic concept. Right. Look at this. I'm going to finish this thing off by putting the bridge in. You got 4 posts, you get 4 holes. It's gonna go right here. I'm just gonna shove this thing in. All right. Look at that. That is a gorgeous looking bridge. Nice. What's next? Alrighty. So next up, we're gonna start prepping this thing for the train car. So, I'm gonna bring this puppy out, and first up, we've got part 159 here. Look at that. We got 7 of these things. They're gonna go right along here, form the base for the track. Okay. So we've got first one in. These are harder to get in than it looks, and you got to be very, very gentle because these are so thin. They're very likely to snap if you put any pressure on them. But let me go ahead and get the others in. Look at that. Looks great. All right, now we've got 2 part 75 and 2 part 74, although the curve on these is slightly different, even though they're both labeled 74, as you can see. And you want to set them down here. Now we're going to have to glue them, of course, but get them set where you want them first, and then we'll pull them up and pull some glue on there. All right, now my recommendation here is toothpick. By the way, I'm thinking this Gorilla Glue is a little better than the tacky glue. For some of the smaller stuff, it's easier to use a toothpick and it dries faster. So, just gonna apply a dab on each of these. And then we'll get our rail in here. Enough. Do the same for the back. Look at that. That looks gorgeous. All right, let's do the other side. Perfect. Look at that. Looks gorgeous. All right, next up, I'm gonna take part 84 here. Now, in the instructions, it says this is 85. On the sheet, it says 84, but this is definitely the right piece. Basically, it's gonna go right in here, and yes, we gotta glue it down. Now for large pieces like this, the tacky glue works wonders. So, get a bit of glue along here. Look how pretty that is. All right, over here, you can tell it's got the 2 holes, which is exactly what we need. This is part 86, and it's gonna go in the opposite side, same way. All right, here's where things are gonna get a little funky. You see, there are 2 holes up here and 2 more down here. Now we're going to put an assembly together that's got to go into those 4 holes. However, the way they want you to do it is to fully assemble it and then put it in, and I'm not going to do that. We're going to take part 117 and 2 of these part 168. I'm going to put those together. Just like so. You see, here's where what they want you to do is glue all of these pieces. Actually, they just say set them in, but I'm sure you're going to need to glue them all in there. But you do that, and you can see how this wiggles. You could end up with something that doesn't actually fit into those holes. So I'm going to put it in the holes first, and then we'll glue the assembly together. Oh, I take it back. These holes don't actually line up. So, put this in. It doesn't line up quite right. Interesting. Okay. So I guess it only goes into the bottom 2. I'm wondering if maybe I should just do this first. Alright, I actually think it's better to assemble this on here first. You can glue it in later, because this is very fragile. Very fragile. Alright. Now we've got 3 of these 129s. Those will go on the back 3 of these slots here. And then we've got 132, which is actually really cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it actually says Ginzan Onsen Station. So I'm gonna put a little glue in there. We'll get those things lined up and on there as well. Look at that beautiful little bench. That's awesome. All right, what's next? All right, next up, we're gonna put the base on. Now, this is another mistake in the instructions. They don't actually tell you the parts or how to do this. It's just, well, here, I'll show you. On this page, you can see there is no base on anything. Next instructions, there's a base. That, I mean, it just, I don't understand why they're skipping this, but this is fairly easy. These parts are the only ones that look like this. They're easily identifiable. The ones with these little cutouts, that goes on the back. The one that says Anavrin goes on the front, and the others are on the sides. And so you've got these little holes across the top. Those will go into the tabs along the base here. So, should be a fairly easy assembly. There we go. Base is assembled. Now, it sits much easier. Hopefully, anything else we have to do will be much easier to do. On to the next step. All right, y'all. Now we're gonna build the train car. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I really hope I get lucky here because the instructions for this pretty much suck. I mean, like, really bad. So I'm gonna guess on a lot of this stuff. Looks like we're gonna take part 121 here, but of course, it's the 121 in the instructions. There's no number on it anywhere or on the sprue. So this looks like the right part. I hope it is. And we're gonna take the single string of LEDs here. This is for the train car. Now we're gonna have to take the backing off and then we're gonna stick it to this. We're gonna make it about as centered as we can. So, yeah, about like this, give or take. Okay? So, let me get that done. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, now that we've done that, that basically means this is gonna be the back of the train. So make sure the cables are going to the back. Then we're gonna take part 128, part 115. I'm gonna basically put those together, like so. Awesome. Now, we're gonna do a little bit of an assembly that I hope is good. This cutout on the sides of the train car, and these are both labeled 110 by the way. These cutouts are the bottom, and that means this is the back, okay? So basically, this gotta go in here somehow, yeah, like this. Okay. Yeah. And I screwed up. Looks like we actually want this to go the other way. It looks like this right here is got a bit shorter. This is longer, so make sure that the longer is towards the back. Jeez. These instructions really need help. Okay. Much better, much better. Okay. So that'll go in there like this. Now we're going to take this piece, which is not in the instructions at all, but this is 113. And we're going to have the gap facing the lights, and this is going to go in right here. Okay, like that. We're going to take the 128 assembly that we did and make sure this is facing the front. That's going to go in the bottom here. Okay. This is part 120. No, this is not 128. This is 114. But in the instructions, it's labeled 128. So again, add instructions. And it'll go on the back here like that. Okay. And with all of that in place, we'll take the other side here, the other 110, and that'll go on the other side to try and hold it together, give it a little more stability. And you should have something like this. Then, actually looking at these instructions, it looks like there's another set of things that they completely forgot. Let me see if I can find the parts. 1 second. Okay, I think I got all the pieces now. The instructions, once again, have forgotten some stuff. As you can see, here we have no wheels. Here we have wheels. No numbers or indication as to what the heck they are. They're just there. So I think I got them. I think I got the right parts here. Looks like it. We're not quite there yet, but we're almost there. Okay, these are 111s. There's 3 of them. They're going to go here, here, and here. So let's get those in. All right, there we go. It was actually easier to pull the roof off and plug them in than try to do them while assembled, but hey, it's there. Next up, we've got these. Now, I'm gonna be honest, oh yeah, that's right, okay. These are 134, this is 133, and again, no part numbers in the instructions whatsoever. So, you can tell this is the right one because it's got this little square here and a little square here. This is going to go towards the front of the vehicle. So that's going to go on here, towards the front. I suggest putting these on first because they've got the holes, so you can line them up and that center piece will just fit right in the middle, which is fine. Okay, we will have to glue the center one on, which is also fine. Just trying to make sure it's all lined up. Look at that. We seem to be doing something right anyway. I hope the rest of it goes together as well. Let's find out. All right, now we've got 2 pieces that are supposed to be 166. That's these squares here. One of them actually says 166. The other one is just orange. Was not labeled. 165 and 165, same deal with those. And basically you're going to glue the red one down and then glue the orange one on top of it and do the same for both. I think we can use the tacky glue for this. So it should look like that, and then you can do the other one. Thank God the tacky glue dries clear. Yeah, I think I'm going to use super glue for the back one, because the tacky glue does dry, it just doesn't dry as fast. All right, look at that. Okay, we're going to give this a minute to dry here. All right, I don't think it's fully dry yet, but close enough that we can get moving. Now we've got these. These are listed as 145B. However, on the sheet, here, I'll even show you. On the sheet, 145 is here right in the middle of these two big ones. And then 139 is listed right above where I punched them out. So, again, with the instructions and the numbering, I hope you guys are paying attention to what I'm saying as opposed to what the instructions say, because you'll end up pretty bad otherwise. All right, so we're gonna put a little more glue on this thing. And this is gonna line those front 3 windows. So make sure you line it up perfectly. And it should look like that. And do the same for the other side. All right, 2 for 2. Awesome. Next up, we're going to take part 112 here, and this is just going to slide in the front. Beautiful, beautiful. And we've got part 127, which is just this little thing, and that's going to glue right on around the door frame. So let's go ahead and get that done. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, we're going to do something kind of fun. We got 5 these pieces. Okay. These are 125. They're going to be glued on here, 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 and here. So we go ahead and get that in. There you go. All 5 are affixed. All right, here's where I'm going to play a little bit of a guessing game. Okay, we've got our wheels, and there's several parts. If you look very, very closely, there are some drawn on circles, or half circles, I should say. And then you've got these tires, or wheels. So the wheels, I think, are going to glue on there. Like that, half of it's going to glue on there. And I think the other half is going to glue onto the wood in there. So, let me give it a go. All right, I think that actually looks pretty good. I think I did a good job. What do you think? All right, let me do the other side. We're almost done with this thing. All right, one bit left. We've got these little ladders here. Those are gonna glue here, just to this little tiny bit. They're gonna hang down a little bit. So we're gonna apply the glue here and then put the ladder on. And it should look like that. Then we'll do it on the other side, and the train car should be done. And there we go. All right. So now I'm just gonna give the glue a chance to dry all over the place, and then we'll put it on the model. Alrighty, y'all. I hope the glue's dried enough. First things first, we're gonna take these wires here, and there is this hole right back here. That's where those wires got to feed through. So we're going to feed it through there. And then we'll get to the train car. All right. Now the train car's got to push back a bit. About here, give or take. And of course, we're going to want to glue the wheels to the rails. And it should be right about like this. So we get a little glue in there now, just so y'all can see on the underside. Here is where that cable is coming out. Okay, so I'm not sure which direction it's supposed to go. Doesn't say, but hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later, and it's not going to make a big problem. But for now, let's go ahead and get some glue on these wheels and get this thing affixed. All right, there you go. The train car is assembled. Awesome. What is next? All right, continuing on. This should be fairly simple, but we will see. First things first, we're going to flip this thing over. And carefully, of course, we're going to put these in. I just got to figure out where. One of them looks like it goes here. The other one, yeah, it kind of looks like it goes here. Yep, goes right there. This is actually covered by a wall on this side, but the holes are still there. So I'm gonna throw these in. And these were actually numbered correctly. So, surprise, surprise. I think these are going to be cable channel. It's the only reason I can think of to put them in here. But hey, you know what? I will take what I can get. All right. So you should have something that looks like that when you're done. Let's flip it back over again. All right, now we're gonna start applying the rest of the LEDs. You'll notice you got some really long ones here, and then you've got two of the short ones. The short ones are gonna go here, long ones are gonna go along here. For these, wires are gonna go through here, and there's another hole on the bottom, just like this, for it to feed through. Same thing over here. Over here, there's this hole here, and then a much bigger one below it for it to feed through. And just like before, these are stickers, and there is a little bit of an outline here to make sure that you've got it just right. So let's go ahead and do that. Feed the cables first, then we'll pull the stickers off, or the backings off, and apply the stickers. All right, so you guys can see that's one done. And on this side, you can see where the cables are coming through, and then they come through right here. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Just be careful as you're going through it. All right. That is two done. One more to go. And last but not least, that is what we've got for the rear. I believe that's called the restaurant. And these coming right through here. So we are ready for the next step. All right, y'all. For this next bit, I am very, very upset. These are part 84, and there's supposed to be 18 of them. However, there are only 17, and I have looked everywhere. I've looked through every single sheet so many times. I even dug through the trash to see if maybe I accidentally threw something away. I got nothing. And I mean, you can see there's plenty of room here for some extras. You know, depending on the organization, but nothing. I've only got 17. So I'm gonna have to, well, I'm just gonna have to do my best here. But with these, if you take a look, there are these squares in all of these various pieces. And this is 153, 154, 155. You need 3 of those. 156, 57, and 58. 153 here actually requires 3. So this is going to be the one that gets shorted. Take a look. One side has a little ball. That side that goes up. And these squares are going to be closer to the top. So basically, it'll go like that. Now, in a perfect world, I would have all of them, and this would have one right there as well. Since I don't, I'm gonna have to make do with 2. Also, these are a very loose fit, so chances are we're gonna have to glue them. Damn, that sucks. Well, nothing I can do about it. So, the short version though is there are some pegs on the bottom and there are some holes along here, and that is where these will peg into. So, let's see if it's any tighter going into here. Look at that, much tighter going into there. And then this would come in here and go on like this. I think I will apply a little bit of glue because that is very loose. And we're going to be doing that all around here and along the back. You know, it just occurred to me, you may not have seen anything I just tried to show you. But basically it goes like this, with these little holes, so it mounts like that. Sorry if I didn't get that last bit on camera, I'll check it later, but yeah. None of these fences are going in tight, so we're just gonna have to glue them. Alright, and that is what it should look like, except of course there should be 3 over there of those red posts, but other than that, that is what it should look like when you're done. Whew. Alright, moving on. We've got another mess up. We've got, this is 162. These are 152. You put the flat end in so that it's angled up a little bit. So it should look like that. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 of those. Just like this. And then we're going to take 174 here, and we're gonna plop it on top. So it looks like this. And this is gonna go right here. Just like that. Nice. And now we're gonna do the same thing with parts 173 and 161. And then we have this part, which again is not listed in the instructions, and honestly I can't remember what the number is off the sheet because I spent so long looking for the other one of these. But this is gonna go right in here. So it should look a little something like this when you're done. All right, let's see what's next. All right, y'all, so here we go. This should be fun. We are finally going to be wiring things. Now, you will need 6 of these. These are 87C. You will need 1 of these. That is 87D. First thing, we're going to take power here and, excuse me. Yeah, okay. We're gonna bring it through here. Use the slot there to get some of that wiring in. And make sure that the circles are actually facing up when you push them in. Should look a little something like that when you're done. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is unscrew this. This is the little power adapter thing. Unscrew that. And then push the cables through the slot on 87D here. Bring this all the way in, and now we're going to screw it up nice and tight. And I screwed up. Make sure that these little pegs are actually facing the board when you do this. Okay, perfect. Now this is going to go right into here. Perfect. Whew. All right. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and either plug in the USB or your extension here, because that's going to have to come all the way to the back, and I do want to get it in the cable channel. So I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. All right, that is in there now. All right. Now you're also going to want this. There's absolutely nothing here that says how to attach it, so I'm guessing we're just going to have to glue it in here, much like this. But before we go there, I want to get everything plugged into it. So, first things first, I'm going to take the black lead here from the power, and that's going to go into the blue on the right side. Just like that. Well, okay. Maybe not. There's really going to be 3 leads into that blue there. One is going to be here, which is the bathhouse lights. Excuse me, the restaurant lights. Those are going to come up here. And we can go ahead and put one of these in. So it should look like that. Get a little cable management going. And then there'll be another one here and another one up there. Oh, this one will be fun with the power in there, but let's see what we can do. All right, that is 2. Let's see, are we lucky enough to get all 3? There we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Then we'll bring these, and this right here is one of the bathhouse lights. And there's a little hole in there. You can see that. Bathhouse lights are going to go up through there, as will the restaurant lights. Okay. Whew. Now that we've got all of this side done, let's see what we can do about getting this thing in. So, first things first, we'll take the power lead from here, which is going to be the motor switch. We'll get all of the copper there. That one's going to go into the orange, and it's all by itself. Once in, close that. Should be nice and tight. Now, there should be 3 power cables. That would be bathhouse and, excuse me, bathhouse, restaurant, and then the power, well, red, I should say, from the light. All of those are going to go into the, I don't know if that's yellow or white. I think it's yellow. Yellow lead on the right hand side. Lock it down. There we go. Now, for the ground leads. Okay, we need bathhouse and restaurant, of course, and we need the ground from the power. All right, that's one side done. Now let's work on the other. I'm going to start with the actual motor here. And like before, that's going to come up the side here and get a cable channel. These 87Cs right there. Okay, now we're going to bring this, which is the train car, That's going to come through. And it's going to meet up with the bathhouse. And as it comes up, it's going to go through the next two 87Cs to hold it in place. All right. Now, we want to make sure that you don't get these confused, the motor and the train, because that's going to be bad. That'll be real bad. Because with the motor, it's this one here. Okay, the power is going to go into the orange. I'm going to bring this up and through this hole here first. Okay, and we will take the power. Let's get that in here. Excellent. Now we also have the other bathhouse and the train car. Those are going to go up through this cable channel here as well. Relatively lucky, I think. All right. Now, let's separate this out a little bit. This one too. Okay, power leads for the bathhouse and train go together, and both of those will go into the yellow on the other side. All right, and the ground for all three is going to go into the blue. All right, we seem to have some copper showing on this side, so let me see what I can do about cleaning that up, and I'll be right back. All righty, now assuming I did all that correctly, I should be able to plug this into power and we will have us a nice little show. But first I want to get this in place up here. So I'm going to do a little glue on the bottom of it. All right. Now let's see what happens. Bring this down. Gonna bring it back a little bit. Turn on the power. Let's see. Lights. Action. Look at this. Look at this. That is incredible. And look how well that motor is going. That is beautiful. All right. Okay, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit here, but I really want to finish this to make sure that we've got all of the mechanical and electrical stuff done, and it doesn't hurt anything to do it now. I'm gonna put the paper roll in. So you get these paper rolls, you have to cut them out, but you do actually get 3 of them, so that's good. I'm hoping this is just one is long enough for the assembly. We're gonna throw it onto here. Now you can see right here you've got some guides, so good rule of thumb, get it in here and make sure that you pull it all the way through. And there's another guide here, just to make sure everything fits the way it's supposed to. And I've already done this a couple times, so I know it does. There we go. So it'll fit right through, okay? Now, this end has the little white strip. That's where we're gonna have to glue the sheets together, but for now, and what I really want is to have that here to make it a little easier. But for now, we're gonna come over here. Now the cool thing about this being on rubber bands, give it a little pull to loosen her up. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna feed the paper right on through. All right. And I'm gonna continue to pull it to bring that center right there, right to where I want it. Okay. Now let's come around to the front. There's 2 more guides here, so we're going to feed this thing through there. There we go. Look at that. We're going to bring it around here, feed it through this guide, and hopefully it'll meet right up there with that one. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So, really, all we got to do now, get a little glue in there, get it assembled, or affixed, I should say, and give it a test run. All right, it's not perfect. I may end up pulling out a second one, but it does work. It just got that little jump every so often when the seam goes through the guides. But for the most part, it's working just fine. Look at that. And now we've got our lights. We've got our action. That looks beautiful. Anyway, that takes care of the electrical and the mechanical. So we're going to end the video here, and next time we'll start working on the decorative. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.